Everybody loves people watching. Think to when you're sat in a cafe and you see someone rushing past and you think, I wonder where he's off to. And then you've got when a beautiful couple walks past and you go, I bet they've got a really cool backstory as to how they met. And you start making something up with the person that you're with. That's all street photography is. It is noticing these beautiful things in the mundane. And this means that everybody is a street photographer, they just don't know it yet. And the thing is that we are built for this. Humans, we love to scan our environment. We're able to understand photos and pictures instantly, and then we are so good at pattern recognizing, noticing behaviors, and street photographers are just the ones who record it, who try to document this noticing experience. And so that makes street photography the intentional form of people watching. It's not about having a camera or a Leica in particular. It's about trying to go out to notice things, to try and see the world for what it actually is. And this expansion of awareness is absolutely unreal, because we're going from unconsciously looking at the world and just our eyes being in auto mode to intentionally. And this makes the world infinitely more richer, and I cannot quite express to you how much I mean that, because there is beauty absolutely everywhere. And I think that it's so hard when you're first starting out, because you're looking but you're not seeing, you're not picking up on these things. But gradually you start going, I like how that light is going through this bit of glass and causing more beautiful light to scatter. Or you start noticing like a small little gesture. And then you start noticing these two things happening at the same time. Then you start noticing lots of different gestures. And quickly you start to build this wider world of just like, that's interesting, that's interesting, that's interesting. And as you start getting better at noticing all these different things, it then feels like a game, and it's so much fun to play. And one of the most underrated things about street photography is that you start taking photos without your camera in your hand. Because once you have let this genie out the bottle, once you've started to see the world for all of its glory, you can't put it back in. And you can't unsee how interesting the world has all of a sudden become. And it's so underrated, because no longer do you need to go to the Dolomites or Yosemite or these places of outstanding natural beauty, which I'd appreciate no matter what. But by just having more awareness of the world, infinitely my everyday is more interesting, more beautiful and more curious. And street photography just gives us a way to express this feeling of noticing beauty, and hopefully it also inspires other people to not only notice the things that we're noticing, but to also notice these things yourself. And in a world that's obsessed with to-do lists and just being in your own head, street photography is honestly the antithesis of this. Because we go from having our consciousness being inside our heads, thinking about everything that we need to get done, the places that we're going, the conversation I've just had, the conversation I'm just about to have. It goes from being inward to external. I'm just seeing the world. I'm so curious about what everyone else is up to. And that makes my problems kind of just melt away and disappear, and no longer, I kind of forget about my life because I'm so absorbed in the actual world. And it's funny because the internet will make you believe that the world is falling apart. It's so dark and it's so cynical. And then you go out and you have these experiences and you're like, that may be the reality for some people, but my reality, me living in this city, in this space, is actually wonderful. I don't have any of these bad experiences. And I think it's important to calibrate to our actual reality. And one of the best parts is that it is so incredibly accessible. You could literally do it right now. Whatever time you're watching this video, you could pick up your camera and you could go outside and you could be shooting street photography. You don't need a studio, you don't need a subject, you don't need friends, although they're helpful. You don't need any credentials, you don't need any previous experience. And so there are zero barriers to entry, but it is an infinite genre to explore. Every day will be different. Every day you will notice something special, unique, photo-worthy. And in a funny way, as you get more into street photography, the world doesn't get more interesting. You do. Gang, I hope that little essay was inspiring and it makes you want to go pick up your camera. If you want to learn more and get more stuff like this, check out my newsletter, linked down below. Until next time, see you in the streets.